Yo, 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 how y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? We back, we back. Just a few technical difficulties, nothing that we couldn't surpass and get over. So once
Yeah,
again, we're
devil
live with
time.
my boy Damon Rao coming through to tell us about him, his life, what he got going, how he been doing. Just let's live in life.
Yes,
So how
sir.
how you doing tonight, Damon?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Got off work and came home and, relaxed a little bit before I got on here with you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, it's a blessing to always see, a young brother, you know what I'm saying? Another young brother coming up out the dirt, trying to change his life and,
Yeah.
doing positive, because sometimes, you stumble, you fall, but the main thing, you keep going, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You got to keep going.
Got to keep going.
So what's your daily activities be at your job?
Basically, I just, maintain the buildings, you know what I'm saying, and 20 feet around the building. Right now, what we doing is, the kids is leaving, so we preparing for the kids to leave and stuff
Right. Off
like
for
that,
off for Christmas break.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's they easing out, so the more they leave, the less work we got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So how did you come about that job?
Man, actually, man, I went for it not thinking I was gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Because work history, background, and they got this program up there. It's like a second chance program where they like it's like extra help where they let you
Uh-huh.
like work there. It's like a seasonal. You know what I'm saying? As needed. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
did that for about 3, 4 years, man, and bounced from job to job. You know what I'm saying? First some years, I struggled. You know what I'm saying? So I was just bouncing and bouncing and trying to get in here and trying to get in somewhere where at my age, you know what I'm saying, I can sit down and try to work long enough to give me, retirement benefits and all that type of stuff. So
Right.
because I'd have missed most of my life, you know what I'm saying, in them streets, you know what I'm saying, not paying attention to, working or building up social security, none of that stuff.
Right.
So it was definitely a blessing, you know what I'm saying, that I got in here. It
Right.
definitely was.
You had God
It
on your
definitely,
side through it all.
yeah, because it was crazy because I wasn't supposed to work there for 2 years. So when I went in there to do some more paperwork, and she said, because I was still on paper, probation and everything, she was like, come back in 2 years, and then we're gonna start you over again with this
Right.
process and everything. So at that moment, I'm like, man, but I said, okay. So I had another job lined up and I'm working. And then the man called me. He was like, gave me my starting date. So I'm like, what? So I called one of the other dudes, right? He like, man, they don't say nothing. Man, go to work till they say something because the pay was nice. So I get up in there, bro, and I'm working every day that I'm working. They calling me. I'm thinking they're gonna tell me, man, today your last day.
Right.
So it just, what I'm saying, they say, it was a year. Then they say, it was another year. I was like, man, and I knew it was God was blocking them. Then all of a sudden I got to my second year. That's when they called me in for an interview and stuff. It was like, whoa,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And the people that told me that I couldn't work there for 2 years, they didn't even know that I was working.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I had that felony and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even supposed to be on the property, you know what I'm saying? Until
Right.
my 2 years ended. So I was just like, and like I tell brother, I know it's hard when you got them fresh felonies and you know what I'm saying? And they tell you they want you to work and change, and then they don't want to give you no job, man. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
understand the pain and the frustration and the reason, you know what I'm saying? People give up and go back to the streets and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta, you gotta stay focused and stay humble, and
Right. Through it all.
think, yeah, through it all. Just thank God that that you in a position where you can work freely without being locked up.
Right. Okay. So Now I want to reverse all the way back to
Go ahead.
where you from, where you was born.
Danville, Illinois, born 1972, St. Elizabeth Hospital.
Okay.
Yep, Danville, Illinois. Came up out of Carver Park,
So
projects Carver Park.
right? How was your childhood growing up in the park, or when you know what I'm saying? When did y'all
Man,
go to the park?
you know what? I didn't realize when I was growing up and everything with my mother and my father. I didn't realize that my mother was so young, you know what I'm saying, with us, you know what I'm saying? I didn't
Right.
realize that she lost her mother when she was 17, you know what I'm saying, before she could even get her first apartment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I didn't realize, you know what I'm saying, her father was a raging drunk. And, you know, I didn't realize that, you know, my grandma left 8 kids, you know what I'm saying? And they had a bond that was so strong where they didn't too much let us feel nothing, you know what I'm saying, like out of place. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? I had a good childhood, you know what I'm saying? You
Right.
know, till when I was like, you know, certain age and I got a little older, things changed. But most of all, when I was little, like playing little league football and all that, man, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I didn't have no bad childhood, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't, you know, I did later when I got in my teens, but like from, you know, from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, you know, it really wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I couldn't complain about, you know what I'm saying, nothing, you know, because we was all struggling back then. So it was normal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It
You
didn't
know,
seem out of place.
yeah, it didn't seem out of place, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, our mother worked together, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Anchor Hockey, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't realize that, you know what I'm saying, that my mother was working, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and one thing about my mama, a lot of people don't know is that she worked for a long time because we moved out the projects.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know I see a lot of my friends, they grew up in the projects till they was 18, 19, so they end up getting their place. And mother, we was always in a house or apartment, stay for a couple years, move over here, stay for another couple years, we move over there, you
Right.
know, but the whole time my mama was trying, you know what I'm saying? My daddy, you know what I'm saying? She could have laid in the projects, Carver Park, and stayed down there till we was
Right.
17, 18. You know what I'm saying? She could have did that.
Yeah. But she wanted better too, just through the struggle.
Yeah, she wanted better, you know what I'm saying? So we was in, wasn't a mansion, but we was in houses, of, you know, I don't even think we really stayed in too many apartments. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
think maybe one apartment. Matter of fact, yeah, one apartment. And every time we moved, it was into a house. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And my mother was working, you know, and she was trying. She didn't want to just sit there on aid and, you know, and collect aid and food stamps and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we didn't go. My mother didn't go through that too
Right.
long. You know what I'm saying? But then it was a struggle because she paying rent, she paying light, she paying water. You know what I'm saying? You know, so but they worked it out. You
Right.
know,
So how did so when did you see like a change in like not as well as your environment, but a change in Damon as you was a teenager? You know what I'm saying?
my change became when my mother and father, they started going through their struggles,
Right.
and I wanted certain things, and you know what I'm saying, and I didn't understand it because my mother was always our main provider. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right. Right.
saying?
Had it. Right. Yeah. She never really like
Had
told
it.
you
You know what I'm
no.
saying? Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Because like when we was coming up, every week my mother used to buy us pizzas. We used to get movies. You know what I'm saying? This was like traditional. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? My friends used to come over there, and you know, and that was a big part of my life. And and the stuff. The drugs and that stuff. Kind of. You was a little younger. You know, the crack epidemic and all
Right.
that. Man, was it like swept through the black community, man, rugged, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I was, in that storm that it got caught in, you know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of us got caught in that storm, you know what I'm saying? And at that time it was something new that people didn't know that how long and what that can do to you, you know what I'm saying? Because it was new. It was a new thing. It was a new party drug, It was new. So you didn't see people just messed up, you know what I'm saying? Because it was still kind of new.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it got a hold to you, you know what I'm saying? It changes things, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it started, and then at that time, you know what I'm saying, I was starting to be of age. So, you know what I'm saying, I was, moving on along, I was like, man, I'm getting mine. Mom, you don't got to give me nothing. I got this.
Right. That's when
you get that certain age.
That's when you and Squeaky was terrorizing the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We was a force to be reckoned. You know what I'm saying? As far as especially, I remember the time like, man, we ain't finna fight them niggas, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because all of a sudden, bro, I'm telling you, the gangs, GD Vice Lords, it was around, but it wasn't. But then when it came, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How all of a sudden, all the Carver Park Vice Lords, all of a sudden, all the Farrell GD, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, and it just like happened like that overnight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So whoever got out, first one got out, brung it to Carver Park. Okay, this is where we is. The first one got in Fair Oaks. Brung it to Fair Oaks. This is where we is out here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who did it back then, because I know it was like in the 70s and stuff like that, way before we thought about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Devil and them, stuff like that. So it was. Go ahead.
So it's like how did you change from gang banging being a Vice Lord, get money to like where did the rift happen to where like it seemed like you start having a downward spiral?
I'm gonna take it back to when we was in Memphis, right? We went through a lot of things, man. When we went to Memphis.
Now you was in Memphis with Squeaky?
Yeah, me and Squeaky, I'm telling you, me and Squeaky, he got stabbed up, you know what I'm saying? Then his mama moved, you know what I'm saying, trying to save him and me to get us, because we was wild. I'm talking about we was wilding. I'm talking about we was getting it in. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, we weren't fearing nobody or nothing.
Y'all was
you know what I'm saying?
At nighttime.
Yeah, we was. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, man, don't let Damon Squeaky them in the party, here they come.
Right.
And, and it was like, 20 niggas with us. 20 brothers with us. Some was scared and some wasn't.
Right.
And then the ones that wasn't scared, we fought like men,
Right.
Until, you know what I'm saying, then the guns came, and it was like, okay, this is what it is. So people were starting to smoke Primos. You know what I'm saying? I was playing football. I was in high school playing football. And I remember, I ain't gonna say the dude's name. It was one of the football players and a white dude.
Right.
I was coming in there in my locker room because I had left one of my pads. And I looked through the thing, and I seen them have some cocaine and some orange pills. Right. And I said, man, what y'all doing, man? What y'all doing, man? Like, man, come on, get some of this. I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool. And I ran out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ran out. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people don't know. See, I was gangbanging, still trying to go to school, still trying to, play football, run track. You know what I'm saying? Right. A lot of people didn't know I ran track. I played football. I wrestled a little bit. I took martial arts when I was young. You know what I'm saying? So everything that I was wanted to do in sports, my mother and my aunts and uncles, you know what I'm saying, they helped me with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, they helped me with that. So I was really, I always been a good person, But I had like trying to go to college, wanted to do this, but I could never get myself to the point where I focused on just going to school and all that because I was too busy trying to gang bang and hang out
Right.
and all that type of stuff. And it's crazy because I was the one that didn't really drink. I was the one I didn't smoke weed. I was the one that didn't really do nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like the last one that really started. Everybody else was drinking and smoking weed all the time and kicking it. I wasn't. I was always with them, but I might drink a beer or two, but I was never just drinking, man. And then, stuff started happening, and I think when my Aunt Marvetta died, Squeaky mother died, you know what I'm saying? And when she died, that did something to me. You know what I'm saying? He was locked up, you know what I'm saying? I know it did something to him. And at that time, we had a lot of money and a lot of drugs. So we wilding, we got guns, we got cocaine.
That's when he got out and had that white El Camino.
Yeah, now he had a Blazer too, you know what I'm saying? So so we was already.
He got that Blazer off the showroom floor, didn't he?
Yeah, he got that off the front with flow. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So and when he came home,
looking out my window, looking at y'all.
Yeah. I remember seeing you standing in the hallway like you mad all the time when you were with him. I was like, let Mike out the hallway. I told him, let Mike out the hallway. When he got the hallway, he ain't coming back.
Right.
I was seeing you was little, man. You getting your head this big. I was like, man, look at little Mike.
Yeah.
I was to see you, man. But yeah, man. So I was when he came home, we was already mobbed up.
Right.
And and then we was just kicking it, and we had messing with women, and we were just snorting cocaine, doing primos. You know what I'm saying? And we, like I say, we never thought to the point where it was gonna take us over. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody do drugs or anything that's gonna think it's gonna take them over. But we not knowing how powerful that stuff is.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
At this time, Damon, when you started experimenting, did you already know that your mom and daddy was getting high?
When I found, I knew, but I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I never seen it, but I knew something was going on because they was always, over in these rooms and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And I always respected my mother and my father. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know, and then it's stuff just like started changing, and I knew that I had to like be more of a protector of my sister. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because she was younger. You know what I'm saying? So so I became aggressive then. You know what I'm saying? My mother, a lot of people didn't know that I was a kind of a aggressive person, but I was always kind of like laid back and quiet.
Right.
But I was always
kind of hard. You could talk to you.
Yeah. So it was crazy because when I really found out, you know what I'm saying, and I ain't never talked to too many people. I remember my father coming home and he was up. It was like 3 a.m. My mother was just arguing about something. And so I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden, my daddy come out the room and he fall back in the bed and he started, man, ODing.
Right.
So my sister, both my sisters, Nima and Nicole, so this like, they screaming and hollering, mama smacking him. And when I seen that, she said, go get help. So bro, it was like a movie. I swear to God, man, we was like one of the bad houses on the block. You know what I'm saying? Right. And this is when I was turning bad. You know what I'm saying? The little good kid that's getting bad, they ain't them getting bad. So I'm running down the street, bro. I swear to God, I'm beating on the door. I'm crying. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm beating on the door, bro. When nobody answered the door, I'm crying. I'm beating on like 10 doors. So I took off and I knew my Aunt Louise, my cousin, Big Smacky.
Yeah.
Him and my daddy cousins, first cousin.
Right.
So I ran over there to his grandmother's house. He was sitting in a chair, and she was on the table, and I just ran in there and just fell on the floor. Boom! I fell on the floor, and I was like, "Daddy, Daddy, it's that." They were like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And then Smacky said, "Oh," and the Smacky just took off running, man. From it was like from Williams, like on Anderson Street, because we stayed on Kimball Street. And so he took off running, right? And I was running behind him. But, you know, Smacky was a grown man, just got out the military. And I was running. He was fast, and he was big like a gorilla.
Right.
So I remember him telling me, as we got close to the Bob Mama house, I remember him telling Mama, call the ambulance and tell the ambulance to come by College School.
Right.
And when we got close to College School, he said, "Damn, stay right here and wait for the ambulance." But back then we didn't have no phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no phone. Back then, a lot of people didn't have a phone, you know, back then. And so I think I was maybe 15, 16 years old. And I remember, and I fell out, I could barely breathe. And I was just sitting there waiting for the ambulance coming. And then I see the ambulance and I waved them down like, man, then they came and I went in there. They were working on my daddy and everything, man. Then I seen him throw up and they got that stuff out of him.
Right.
And then he turned around and, you know, he got up and, they was carrying him out and he said he was sorry. He said he'd never do it again. And then, you know, and then I remember him getting out and then I was running home to see my daddy. And then when I was coming, I came into the house through the back door. I heard him doing drugs.
Right.
And then at that moment, that's when everything changed. I didn't care no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't realize, you know, my mother and father was young. They was trying, and it was just something that they got caught up in, you know?
Right.
And I never thought in a million years that I would experience the stuff that they experienced, because the stuff that I had, you know, went through as, you know, a younger teenager, you know what I'm saying?
So,
yeah.
Man, I know that had to been a trying time for you, man. But sometimes you got to go through that to get to where you at, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
you're right, yeah.
So so your mama and daddy had got clean before you, or y'all all got like clean around the same time?
My mother got clean first.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother got clean first.
Shout out to Benita.
Yup. Mama, you know what I'm saying? She shook it off, you know what I'm saying? And she pulled a lot of people out with her, you know what I'm saying? Right. She was the key, you know what I'm saying? The key to it all, you know? And I remember people when I was younger and I was dealing with their families as this and that, you know, they would never pray for me, you know what I'm saying? They would always say, be glad that, you know, their family wasn't around me, or their daughter, or their sons, them. And some of them people was in church, and other people is like, you know, y'all knew I was a young child going through some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Did y'all ever pray for me? You know what I'm saying? Did y'all ever say, damn, you doing all right? You know what I'm saying? People didn't ever pray for, it seemed like they didn't pray for me, man, because I didn't feel people praying for me. I ain't saying they wasn't, but they was too busy trying to get away from you instead of praying for you.
Right. So how many children you got all together, Damon?
I have 5 children. Yes, I lost 2. But I got
You lost one son to natural causes, right? Health issues.
Yeah, I lost Nathan to health issues. He had a bad heart and everything. A lot of situations it came up to the point where all them years they weren't checking him right, because I know he had good insurance, and you know, it's like how could they miss all that stuff that was going on with him? You know what I'm saying? Because it hit him all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when it came to the point where it hit him, my son was wild. You know what I'm saying? People shooting at him, he's shooting at people. You know what I'm saying? You know, he wasn't paying attention to what the doctor was telling him, and You know what I'm saying? And I was fighting for him. I was crying for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I had changed my life. He
Right.
over there staying with me. You know, I'm taking him to the emergency room every time he gets sick. He's sleeping in my bed. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I was just so grateful that I was able to be around him. You know what I'm saying? The time that I had with him, especially from the time that I had lost with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I was able to, you know, gain some time with him, you know what I'm saying? Some memories, some love, some, we talked, we hugged, and sit up and watch TV, and we had a
Right.
good
Daddy's
time,
hug.
Yeah, yeah.
So when he was going through this, when he died, did that make you question God?
It was, and then, my son was playing around with them pills and weed and all that stuff, and he didn't realize how sick he was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't realize how sick he was, and he was playing a dangerous game because I knew how sick he was, and Nita knew how sick he was, and my other kids and nieces and nephews, they didn't know how sick he was because I was getting on them about drinking and smoking with him, and they like, Pops, he gonna do it anyway and all that, and I was like, I understand,
Right. You was
but I was
trying to
just like,
save him,
don't.
though.
I was trying to save him, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he just, God took him home, man. He had 2 strokes and passed away, man. And it was devastating because I was just like, I just changed my life,
Right.
not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Now God putting this hardship on me. That's how you
yeah,
felt.
man. Yeah, I felt, man. It's crazy because soon before when I got sober, I was sober maybe like 4, 5. Let me see. Nathan been gone. Nathan, I've been sober for like maybe 6, 7 years, right?
Right.
And now 7 years, called completion. You know what I'm saying? 7 years. And in my 7th year, man, I lost so many people that were so close to me. You know what I'm saying? I lost my son. Then I turned around, lost my aunt Diane, which just blew me away. Then I turned around, lost my grandmother, which blew me away. She was a big part of my life. You know what I'm saying? Then I turned around, lost my Uncle Larry. He was like my second father. He helped raise me. And I lived with him when I was in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And I did all the stuff I did in Chicago. He was still there for me. You
Right.
know, and it was just like on and on, Then you got friends and partners, and it was just like everybody dying around me, And I was like, why I'm still here, you know what I'm saying? And it bothered me for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Especially when when CJ got killed,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It was like I just, man, I was just in so disbelief. I couldn't understand it for nothing, man.
Right.
You
He
know what I'm
didn't bother
saying?
nobody.
Yeah, man, and then, I was just like, that, I was quite like, dang, God, you take both of my sons?
Right. When I'm serving you.
Yeah, but I know, you know what I'm saying, who he is, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know he God, so I know certain things we would never be understand why he do it, you know what I'm saying? But I was still like, to the point where I was like, what did I do? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because it's something in the Bible where it says, you know what I'm saying, you can't curse your kids. So I'm thinking that I cursed my kids for a moment. You know what I'm saying? I had that
Right.
in the back of my head, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I think I was starting to go through some health issues, you know what I'm saying? Because I was just thinking that, did I curse my kids? I'm thinking, man, I'm like, I don't remember killing nobody. I don't remember doing nothing. I ain't never messed with nobody. I ain't never took nothing from no woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know I did some crazy stuff, but I don't think I did nothing to deserve that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I done did some things in my life, but man, that's mind blowing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's right in the middle of me, you know, changing my life. You know what I'm saying? And everything's going good for me. You know, it was just like everything going good, man. And I just, you know, I be messed up about it. You know what I'm saying? To this day, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Why my sons ain't here? You know,
Right.
especially when they forgave me and when they call me and they talk to me and won't rise. You know what I'm saying? It's just so hard for Nathan because was the main one always wanting something or pick him
Right.
up or take him here or pops, I ain't feeling good. Or could you pick me up? And I'd be like, where you at? You know what I'm saying? I knew all the places because he was actually like over in Champagne all the time.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, he had like 2, 3 little spots he was at, man, and you know, he was think he trying to be like me, think he's an old player or something. You know what I'm saying? He said, Pops, I'm a player. I'd be like, boy, he had one girl in there, man. She was so fine. I come in there, she had me walking into the wall.
Right.
I was I said, man, let me go to bed.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So when you lost CJ, you know, what that was about a year later, you lost your granddaughter.
Yeah, man. I lost my granddaughter.
How how you stay strong through all this though?
God, man, that's the only way, man. And, you know,
Right.
God, and honestly, when I be out there, when I be in the streets and stuff like helping people, man, and that's my passion, helping people. But with my deaths that I went through, my family, that it keeps me going. So when I'm out there talking to somebody about recovery and helping them, the whole time I'm talking to them, I'm thinking about CJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about Jayla. I'm thinking about Nathan. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about my aunts. The whole time I'm out there, standing outside, talking to them, trying to encourage them to, you know, to take the steps to get themselves together. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't got a lot of money, time, and all that. So my thing is, I have patience with them and I spend time with them. You know what I'm saying? And I constantly check on them and I constantly tell them the goodness of God, what God can do if you want to take the steps to get where you want to be, if you're trying to get out that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just for drugs. I mean, people that's on drugs, but people that's hustling. And you know how I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come at you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's, you know, it's about changing your life. You know what I'm saying? And we conditioned to think we only can make it a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Especially the brothers that's really from the streets that's in there. That's all they know is hustling and this and that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They switch. I'm gonna just sell this for a little while. Then I'm gonna sell this for a while. Now you've been selling crack all these years. Now you want to sell heroin. Now you want to sell weed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now you know you steady going in circles. You know what I'm saying? You know you steady going in circles. So that means you steady trapped. You know
Right.
you
Yeah.
ain't trying to
Ain't no
you
way
ain't
out. That's
trying to
how it
jump.
feels.
Yeah, you on a merry-go-round, steady
Right.
going round and round and round. You know what I'm saying? You got to jump off of it. You ever been on a merry-go-round when it be going back in the day,
Yeah.
but everybody put you on there and you try to hear them jump off
Yeah.
because you know what I'm saying? And that's how it is, man. You got to jump off the merry-go-round, man, to be successful in life, man. To be, you know what I'm saying? To be have peace, man.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you out there and you said that the kids, everybody you lost, it motivates you. How do you feel like when the resistance of change comes with the people that you are trying to help?
You know what? Sometimes it's harder to help somebody that you love than you know what I'm
Somebody that you
saying,
don't know.
that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because when you helping people that you love, that you're a part of, it's harder because they know stuff about you and you know, it's a lot of stuff in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But when you can, you know, like take the time, you know, like, okay, I see somebody that's on drugs that's messed up. We've been doing coat programs, we've been feeding them, we've been doing job fairs, we've been doing health fairs, we've been doing all this stuff. And then they kind of know, you know what I'm saying, my story a little bit. And then I just be, you know, doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Then
Right.
they pull me to the side, like, bro, man, could you help me get into a recovery center? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times the ones that I have helped, I have talked to them, but mostly 85% of them caught me in a corner somewhere, caught me working or doing something, and pulled me to the side and asked me could I help them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, because you know they feel the genuine in me. You know what I'm saying? And you know they see. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just dropping food off and coach. They see that I'm sitting there talking to them, and I tell them. You know what I'm saying? And then once you get to talking to them and making them understand, they can tell that you know that you've been through something. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that's come out your mouth, the stuff you say, you know what I'm saying? They can tell, you know what I'm saying, that you've been through it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when God used broken people and broken men, you know what I'm saying? God used broken men all the time. You know what I'm saying? He used Noah, you know what I'm saying? He was a drunk. They laughed at him, you know what I'm saying? He was building an ark, in the middle of land, wasn't no water there. So they laughing at him like, why would you build a boat right here? Where the water at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they laughing at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got Moses. You know what I'm saying? He was with Pharaoh. He led the Israelites out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And he had a speech impairment. You know what I'm saying? David was a king. You know what I'm saying? He was a sinner. You know what I'm saying? He did all type of stuff, but he repented. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, them people that's out there messed up, you know what I'm saying, God uses them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He uses them all the time to go in there and grab people out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to get a multitude of people. You're going to get like when you fish. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get some, but you might not get what you want, but you got to keep fishing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why he said, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna make you fishermen of men. You know what I'm saying? He said all that stuff. So that's why I like going into community. That's why I like going, talking to people. You know what I'm saying? I like sitting, I know people, I've been sitting up here talking to them. They be handing me stuff thinking I'm homeless and all that stuff, handing me stuff. You know what I'm saying? For real. And I don't get offended. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes I grab it and get it and I give it to somebody else.
Right.
Cause I know they just, maybe they trying to help, yeah.
So,
And then when my granddaughter died, it was crazy because I felt that she was gonna pass, and I'm just sitting here looking at my daughter, knowing that my daughter finna have to bury her daughter. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it's just like I'm looking at her, you know what I'm saying, and she got hope. She praying, and I'm just like, my daughter they lost everything. You know what I'm saying? She lost her mother, then she lost both of her brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's crazy. And then my other son, I got a son named DeAndre Jackson.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I'm
worked
saying?
with you.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. He over here, man, and that's my son, and he
He
lost his
lost.
mother,
He lost his
you
mom.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, then he lost his brother, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then with my two, so he lost his mother and two brothers.
Right.
So I got two kids that's really messed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Then my
got
other
it.
oldest daughter, you know what I'm saying, she lost her brother. I'm praying to God that they find
Oh
out what happened
yeah.
to him. You know what I'm saying?
Carmen's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like all my kids that lost something deep. You know what I'm saying? They all lost something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it hurts. And it hurts for me to see that. You know what I'm saying? And I know I had to stay grounded. I know I had to stay focused. And I know a lot of that stuff was the attack of the devil on me,
Enemy trying to
wanting
attack
me
you
to,
because now you're getting it together.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like people be wanting to see, oh, he gonna fall, he
Right.
gonna do this, I'm like, nah, man, that stuff making me stronger. You know what I'm saying? It's making me strong. It's not making me weaker. It's making me stronger. It's
To
making my. Go ahead.
my fault, Damon. To
No,
jump
go
back on
ahead.
your son CJ, right?
Yeah.
How did it affect you when the person that did it was found not guilty?
And man, you know what? I was thanking God that I changed my life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I don't know where he at, somewhere walking around, and I don't wish bad on him. I done forgave him.
Right. But
You
do you
know,
think?
but
Do you feel like that was another test? God's people is tested always daily.
yeah, yeah, of course.
So is
Yeah,
that
it's
how
gonna
you
be a
look at?
test.
I mean, go ahead,
Go
Damon.
ahead.
Is that how
Listen, go
you?
ahead, bro.
Okay, is that how you look at negative things once you're with God? Like this is just a test. This is a test. This is a test.
Man, when you with God and you come from all that crazy stuff and shook your and changing your life,
Right.
and a lot of people don't see what God is doing in your life. A lot of people don't see that God elevating you. A lot of those people don't see what God is doing for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not telling nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
God doing stuff that I see that I believe that's lining up for me. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know what I'm saying, I'll be able to benefit his will. You know what I'm saying? Be in a position where I can take care of my kids and my grandkids, make sure my mother all right, you know what I'm saying?
right.
And, you know, do his will. And I can easily jag myself off, you know what I'm saying? Easily. You know what I'm saying? Because getting somebody, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
the easy part. You know what I'm saying? Because if he didn't don't change his life, and you know, he got another chance. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And if he walking around here doing the same thing, it's a matter of time before his number is called. So now
Right.
they got to wait for the phone call that we got. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know, they got to
Why?
wait for
That's
a
why you
phone
let go and
call.
let God.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why I let go and let God. You know what I'm saying? You know, and knowing that the boy, you see the boy face, he don't got a mark on his face. You know what I'm saying? And y'all say my son was brutally trying to brutally kill him, and that's why he shot and killed my
Right.
son, self-defense. But you don't got no marks on your face or nothing. And then if you got a gun, FOID card, you don't got concealed carry, you still ain't supposed to
Right.
have
Have
no
it on you.
gun while you drinking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he didn't get charged for none of that.
Because that's a
You know what I'm
violation.
saying?
Being an
Yeah,
infranger
violate.
of God.
Yeah, that's a felony. It turned into a
Right.
felony. He
Yeah.
didn't get charged for none of that, bro. So it's a black on black crime. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? They let him out so somebody can kill him.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? They do it all the time.
The way of the world.
Yeah, they do it all the time. We don't care. Because I looked at them, it was 12, 11 white people from Oakwood, Tilton. Their
Right.
main thing was get out of there and go home.
Right. Yeah. They
You know what
tired
I'm
of you.
saying? They tired. Get out of there and go home. Who cares about two niggas killing each other?
I got
That's
I
how
got
they that
I got
go
two more
ahead.
questions for you, Damon. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, bro. Whatever you want to ask me.
How did you feel when your daddy had got it together and then he ended up dying?
Man, that was crazy because
Man, Glenn, I love Glenn, man.
yeah, man. That was crazy, man, because he had called me. I was the last person to talk to him. And I supposed to be going to he called I was laying in my bed talking to him. It was 9:30 at night, and I was talking to my daddy. And he said, I get out tomorrow. And he said, I know I want you to take me home. And I said, all right. I said, I'm gonna let my boss know. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, okay. My daddy was talking good. He was
Right.
talking strong. He wasn't like he was weak. He like he was a little tired. You know what I'm saying? But when I got off work to go see my daddy, I literally thought that I was going to pick him up to take him home.
Right.
I didn't get closer. As I got closer, I started getting more phone calls saying he had a heart attack and this and that. I'm like, they tell no, I'm like, they say go get him. I'm finna bring him home.
Right.
They like, no, damn, I think something happened. And then when I got in there and I went back there, man, my daddy was already laid there dead and everything, man. It was just like, I'm like, dang, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? Because my daddy, man, it was beautiful because, man, we was all, when I say I was in a dark place, man, y'all, when I tell y'all I was in a dark place, man, our whole family was in a dark place, man.
Right.
I'm talking about we was so, you know, Mike, you know, man,
Yeah.
we was all in a dark place, man. Me, my mama, my sisters, the whole family, you know what I'm saying? I put my little brothers and sisters, nieces, nephews, I put all their life in jeopardized for years and years, you know what I'm saying? And they don't even know all the stuff that was going on downstairs, in front of the house, in the back of the house, while they upstairs in the back room. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I just thank God that they made it through, that they didn't get hurt, that nothing happened to them, that they all, you know what I'm saying, doing good. Glenn, Diana, guys, eyes, I wrong them, Lily, Chaz, and all
Right.
them, because I was around my little nieces and nephews and my brothers and sisters and them more than I was around my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we was all together. So I like helped raise them. You know what I'm saying? You know, and but I was around them more, where they was around me more. You know.
Right.
So, yeah,
So okay, almost finished here. The when you say you got the job at the U of I, right? And you was just like
yeah.
maintaining the buildings. How did the helping the homeless, helping people get off addictions, how did that come about?
Basically, I've been out there in the streets for years. Like people don't realize, for like I've been on Facebook maybe 5 years, but I'll be 15 years clean and sober in April. So the year that I got out the program and everything,
Praise
because
God.
they finna send me to the penitentiary, right? So soon I did complete the program, I started doing a lot of volunteering working at the men's safe house, the recovery house that I was in. So I
Right.
ended up getting the leadership over there. And then we started taking people food to the shelter. And then people started, my friends and family started calling me and asking me information about, you know what I'm saying, getting into recovery programs and all this stuff.
Right.
So that's when I just kept going, and then I formed my organization called New Beginning Outreach,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a LLC. So now what I do now is I do annual health fairs every year where we screen over 120, or maybe we screen 120 people every year. We feed about 200 people. We get them clothes. We have all the resources they need to get their life together. You know what I'm saying? I work with local unions to help people get jobs with apprenticeship programs. I do multiple feedings through the year. I do coat drives, you know what I'm saying? And I do a lot of resources for like helping people get into different programs. I do a lot of networking, you know what I'm saying? So I know how to send people to this program, to this place to help them
Right.
get themselves together. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then every year I have a big Thanksgiving dinner at the shelter. You know what I'm saying? We do that every year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very involved with the shelter. You know what I'm saying? I got like an open door policy. I'm welcoming there. I do a lot of ministry in there. I do a lot of recovery in there. I do a lot of one-on-one in there. You know what I'm saying? The lady Charlene, she opened the door for me to come in and to help people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. Basically, what I do is help people get off drugs and alcohol, help people when they get out of the penitentiary, try to help them, get them lined up, get them a job, get them help them with apartments, about the resources, the grant money, about people that can help pay your rent, first month rent, pay you back on pay your light bills, and all that type of stuff like that. Help you,
Right.
get your medical card, public health, all that stuff. So I know a lot of people in different programs, and I just met them by just, you know what I'm saying, being out there in the community helping people. And then
Right.
once I started having my annual health fair, you know what I'm saying, it just got bigger. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm working on opening up called Second Chance Sober Living Home. It's going to be a secondary transitional house. That's people that's coming out of long-term recovery program. You know what I'm saying? Because some people that be in recovery, they don't have no credit. They don't have, they
Right.
messed up the lights and all this. So I'm going to provide them a safe, clean, sober
Right.
environment to, to get themselves together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes it take a little longer for, somebody that's been messed up on drugs for 20 years or something, because you ain't gonna just, people just think because you gonna
Go
get
back to
out.
normal day one.
No, it ain't no, it's not gonna be, because it's a process. Like I
Right.
told people, I said, when I first got out the program and everything, and before that, they was finna send me to prison. I didn't want to go to prison, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I walked in the rain to jobs, I walked in the snow, you know what I'm saying? I walked in the hot sun. I was walking and crying, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Cause I'm like, man, working 9, 10, 50, $10.50 an hour. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Champagne. I don't know nobody. And I used to rob people in Champagne. I'm like, I seen one dude I robbed tied up. And I see him at the gas station.
Right.
Bro, I'm for real. Bro, I seen dude Marcus.
Uh-huh. Man, Something happened to your value.
And I just looked at him like, what's up? I can't go nowhere.
Right.
And he like, man, he said, I see you getting your life together, bro, man. Take care of yourself. And you know what I'm saying? And he got in the car and left. You know what I'm saying? And I seen him a couple years later, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, because we put heaters and we got down on him. I'm like, man, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean, I was somebody else then, you know what I'm saying? But I'm right here. So I ain't running, but I do apologize, you know what I'm saying? And that, yeah. So that's what I do, you know what I'm saying? Try to bring people out, man. I ain't one of them brothers that change their life and then just sit in that, forget about everybody sitting in the house. Some people comfortable with, man, just sit in the crib with my family, this and that. But the same ones that did that, they went through programs, they went through this, they went through that, but they're not willing to even take a moment to encourage somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Far as just a conversation, they're not willing to get out their bed or time or some money, you know what I'm saying? Because I just spent more time and money helping homeless people and people in the streets in recovery than sometimes with my kids and grandkids, you know what I'm saying? And I had to, stop that, you know what I'm saying? And I was blessed, that my kids, enlightened me, you know what I'm saying? All of them, you know what I'm saying? Talk to me, you know what I'm saying? Every last one of them, so it could be better, but you know what I'm saying? But I take it, you know what I'm saying? Because all the stuff that I've been through and all the stuff that I experienced, man, I'm still here, man.
I appreciate everything you're doing for the community, for everybody that comes into your life, man, because a lot of people, once they get it together, they want to be selfish to everybody else and not be a light that shows. And that shows that you really had a calling on your spirit because you don't mind getting out there in the trenches still. You feel me?
Yeah, man. And then, there's some good people out there, man. They lost, they caught up.
They just messed up.
Yeah, and I'm telling you now, the drugs, how you see somebody and, see somebody strong and it gradually breaks them down. Mm-hmm. The drugs they got now, so synthetic. You see somebody, they just start for 6 months, bro. They like they've been out there 20 years.
Right, yeah.
And they be young.
Bone structure gone, face.
Yeah. The shelter now that I be at is not full of older people. In the recovery program, they are not full of people 50 and 60 years old. Right. They are filled with people 27, 30, 22. They young. Once you look them in their face and see them and talk to them, they babies. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm out there, because I'm trying to stop them from going through that long, painful situation I went through. They babies, man. And we got to be there for our babies, man, because they don't know, man. They didn't know if that stuff they was doing, that go over there was going to detour their life and make them go all the way around. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know that little shortcut was going to make them, you know what I'm saying, suffer. You know what I'm saying? The way they suffering. They didn't know that, man.
Cool.
Huh?
They thought they was doing something cool, trying to be in the in crowd.
Yeah, man, in the crowd, so like them pills and stuff, they don't know what's in that stuff or what's going on, man, so I just encourage people to build a relationship up with their kids and don't be scared to check their rooms, be scared to, you know what I'm saying, talk to them about drugs, you know what I'm saying? You got to get to them early, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing, you know what I'm saying? I deal with the youth, you know what I'm saying? I work with, used to work with a dude named BK, you know what I'm saying, with a manhood training program. And before that, I was with Pastor Harold Davis, mentor, Men's Talk, you know what I'm saying, Men Talk. So, you know what I'm saying, I move around because everything that I'm working with is the situation that I was in, because once I was a youth, wild and crazy. Then I was a 18 to 35, where we trying to help them get in the trades, go get an apprenticeship. You know what I'm saying? Because, a lot of them ain't going to want to go to school for no college. So we got to just pray that, they can do the right thing. Gets the show over. But yeah, God is good. And I'm just grateful that God gave me the opportunity to gave me the opportunity to step out in faith and support and help other people. You know, because that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to be selfless and help his children and help his people. And y'all have a blessed day. I don't know what's going on, Mike. The show over.
My bad, man. My damn iPhone it went off.
Oh, okay. I was in there talking, you know.
Yeah,
I was
see,
just,
man, bro. I don't know, man. I see we got a lot of comments, man. I don't know why they wasn't popping up, man. Some stuff that I gotta do, man. Bro. I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Coming through, man.
Yeah. And I want to say one thing. Danville and Chicago, there ain't no Danville in Chicago, man. We look in the mirror, we all look alike.
Right.
We gotta stop that, y'all. Ain't no Danville in Chicago. We all God's people. You know what I'm saying? Right. We all African come from Africa. We gotta stop it, y'all. Right. We gonna bring something together, man. We gonna bring Danville Chicago people together. You know what I'm saying? Right. We gonna try. So yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. You keep doing what you're doing, man. And you know what I'm saying? See all the skits you're doing, and you know what I'm saying? And you know, just keep going, bro, you know, because you never know the little things you're doing now turn into big, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Correct.
So man, just keep doing it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, let God lead you, and you know, just keep shining, bro. You know, you doing something positive. You ain't just sitting around, you know what I'm saying, hanging out, you know what I'm saying? So I salute you too, bro, because I'll be seeing the different people you have on there. See, you had Pastor Wilson on there. You had Vince on there. You know what I'm saying? My daughter. You know.
Yeah, I basically, my show basically be about redemption. I love a comeback story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love that people can be in messed up places, but they find their way out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So they find their way out, man.
And people be thinking just because we in Danville, man, we got a lot of stars here that just ain't shining the right way. You know what I'm saying? But they get
you're right.
You know, and it's the fact that you know what I'm saying, everybody got God in their life. They just got to find them. You know what I'm saying? He keeping us alive. He waking us up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. Like they say, every morning time you wake up, you got two things. You got a choice and a chance to do something right in your life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's definitely a true story, little bro.
Where can people find you at though, as far as your social media sites?
Man, basically, man, you know, they can hit me on Facebook. Most people hit me on Messenger, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And if you need help with somebody, as far as trying to get them in recovery, let me know. If you got somebody that's need shelter for the winter, you know what I'm saying? I know the people that's in the shelters over here. They got the men's shelter over here that hold up to 110 people. And then they got a family shelter here too as well to take whole families. I'm talking about like you could be a wife, a husband, and the 3 kids. It could be a grandma and her 3 kids or grandkids she take care of. So God has opened the door, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give a special shout out to Marco Price and Mika Light, you know what I'm saying? And they're opening the doors, you know what I'm saying? Because if there wasn't have the emergency shelter, it'd be like one time it was like 76 people literally sleeping outside in Champaign-Urbana. And then a lot of people from Danville, since the Danville shelter closed, a lot of people that was homeless from Danville comes over here. You know what I'm saying? And it's more homeless people in Danville that I ever seen before in my life. You know what I'm saying? And they come back and forth to Champaign to Danville. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So I definitely, you know a lot of resources to help people, you know what I'm saying? And these young girls, y'all stay away from them boys that's doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Be careful your surroundings and the people that you with.
That bad boy.
No, man, nothing. Because I used to be one. It might be fun, but like the lady told me, she said, y'all don't last long. You know, she said, y'all fun for a little while, but y'all don't last long. Right. I thought she was talking about something else. She said, we don't last long. We either die or go to prison.
Go to prison and then cry because they left.
Yeah, so it ain't no future, and all you can do is if you like one, pray for him.
Right,
You know what I'm saying, and tell him the truth. That's
right.
all.
Man, once again, I
Yeah.
appreciate you man, for coming on here,
Yes,
man. It's
sir.
been a blessing, man.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you. Like I said, little bro, keep doing what you're doing. God bless you. And y'all stay safe and warm out there for these holidays coming up. God
Yeah, I love
bless.
you, man. Anything
Love you
you
too.
got going, man, send me your flyers, man. I help promote it, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, promote that Toys in the Hood with my little brother Glenn, man. They still collecting some toys, man. Y'all got this week donate some
Yeah,
some
I
toys
got
for
you.
Glenn or Terica. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead. Yeah. All right,
Yes,
man. You
sir.
appreciate
Peace.
it, man. I'll see you later, bro. Thanks
All right,
again.
God bless. All right, tell
God
your
bless.
mama said hey, man.
I got you.
All right.
Man, how y'all doing, man? Another Dot Land, another talk with Dot, man. I'm sorry, man. My other phone, man, it went dead on me, man. Just finally flipped over to the iPhone, man. So, I got to get it. I guess I didn't see it say it was finna die on me, man. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. We got another hot show again tomorrow. We got my boy Anthony Jarrell Lees coming through. Future look-alike. He got all type of shit going on, man. Make sure y'all tune in, man. I appreciate y'all giving me y'all time, man. Peace out, man. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, steady fucking the real money, like damn, what the fuck is you doing? I ain't even gotta show him a dime, I pop out fresh, I'm still influencing. Come on, the feds in the city is getting real hot.